Okay, rolling.
Hello and welcome to Eat the Rich. I'm Jay Sheckley of Dark Carnival Bookstore, and the counterman is John Sawyer, formerly Macintosh repair expert. Well, he still is, but he won't admit it anymore. Now, what's Eat the Rich about? Well, it's about this cake. How can a cake be about eating the rich? Well, this is all about, this Princeton Election Consortium at election.princeton.edu. A first draft of electoral history, and this is what kept me nearly sane. Waiting for this election to happen. This is the median EV, or electoral vote estimator. I don't know if you can see those gray marks, but that's all. This summarizes all of the important polls, state polls, not national polls, because for some reason they don't help. And all of those polls, all that information was summed up into that line showing the median, which is in our minds is similar to an average, but I think to mathematicians it differs. Now, I simply had this cake made. And because on November 6th, Election Day, it was my birthday. So this is the Princeton Victory Birthday Cake because I knew who was going to win. Now people were saying, oh, it's too close to call. Well, maybe it was a close election and always was going to be. But it was never too close to call, and I'll tell you why. See this red line? This is the middle line between the two candidates. This would be Romney, and this part here would be showing support in this area for Obama. And around here was when they finally realized they had a candidate, Mr. Romney, and then and so the support went up. And then all of a sudden we heard about Bain Industries, where he claimed he'd been a businessman, but in fact he was destroying companies, throwing people out on their ears, keeping their pensions, and keep putting all the money away overseas. Okay, you can sigh, cameraman, but this is really crucial to eat the rich. And so then his popularity went way down. Then they had the Republican convention.
Yeah, but Jay,
It didn't do him any good.
this is the line showing the popularity for Obama, not for Romney.
That's right, because the population, it's the median of the electoral interest, and it's way
Right.
above the
That-
median line. If it dipped down into here, it would have been popularity for Romney. Same line. You understand? So when it goes down, fewer people are voting for Obama, but they always had a majority for Obama, especially in electoral votes. So there was no bounce for the Republican convention because they didn't say anything useful. There was a bounce for the Democratic convention. It was surprising there was none for the Republican convention, but there wasn't. And other good things kept happening. So Obama had reached this huge peak of popularity that was bound to go down and settle down to the median, but not many people knew that. And then there was that silly debate where he was told to talk to the audience only, not challenge Romney personally, and then they left it up to the undecideds who didn't know that that was a pack of lies and acted like you don't disqualify somebody in a debate for that, and that's how the real debaters do it. So his popularity went down, but it started to go up even before the vice presidential debate. Now this point was the scary point. And it was very depressing. These aren't just lines. These are moments in our lives, the thrills, the chills, the fears. And it just went up and up from there. 3 weeks before the election, up and up. Partly because Romney didn't answer a single question for months, up and up and up. And this was always the estimation, the median. This yellow bar and, better yet, the center bar, which is the absolute precise prediction. And it's always been in this range, so there was never any doubt that the president was going to win re-election despite all the terror. So we want to cut a piece of this cake. Oh, this is the this bar chart here is if there were bars it shows all the possible outcomes for the election. If there were bars over here on the left side of this red line, that would have meant a possibility for Romney winning. But all of these bars, which are actually groups of bars, are for Obama winning. So we knew that he was going to have, these are numbered, between like 304 and 330 electoral votes. And this was the day before the election. It got a little closer the day of the election. So anyway, we want to cut a piece of this cake because we want to eat the rich. We weren't even thinking we were going to eat the rich. We just wanted some cake. And then we realized the best way to cut this cake and get a piece of it without harming these beautiful grafts made by Sam Wong and and Andrew Ferguson was to simply cut the year off. To just simply cut off over here to cut off the part that represents Romney's popularity. Now, I'm not against wealthy people, but when the creme de la creme, the 1% of the 1% of the 1%, wants to cut off food stamps and everything from people who he has personally thrown out of their own lives, kept their pensions, offshored the money, and doesn't deregulated the bank so they can keep their homes and so forth. And then he wants to get rid of everything that keeps the society together. Well, that man should be eaten. And with that, we bring you Eat the Rich. We're going to try and see how good it is. Let me put this EV estimator over there. And we're going to have some and see what it's like. Now, this piece here, there we go, over on the Romney side of that and the Romney side of this should be just lovely. Here we go. Oh, knives. Richness. Oh, we're gonna keep going, keep going. Now we're gonna have to eat this and see how we like it. Cameraman, your fork. Cake. All right, we're gonna eat the rich. Eat the rich. Not the good rich, the bad rich who've been eating us all this time, calling us the 47%. Well, they don't pay taxes for 12 years at a time. That's not graduated income tax. That's evil king. I'm eating the rich. It tastes
So rich.
so rich. You turn it off?